if we're going to be on a wild goose chase here, but that is going to allow me to finish off the series today, which is good for Friday me. Not so good for Thursday me, who's coming up to 11 o'clock, but we've seen some great games today, and I'm looking forward to this game here between Cold and someone called Schwifter. So, not too sure who that is, but he is going to be one of the newer players for bwL. Gonna have to add him to the database and everything. Looks like Rain and Kingdom have fun in their game, so that's good. Man, my voice after like 3 hours of solo casting best of fives is very difficult, but it's still checking for updates, so unfortunately I can't really do too much. I don't want to go to another break because I know there's been a lot of breaks so far. But just while we're waiting for this to work, because obviously I don't want to keep you guys watching me forever, I'm just going to send it over to a quick break once again, and what we can do is from there, we can, you know what, there's no point. Let's chat about our days. How was all of your Wednesdays? Obviously, we're halfway through the week. Always good news. We're over the day that some people hump day, because it's kind of like the hump in the middle of the week you have to get over at work before you can start heading towards other things and everything, or at the end of the weekend, or the end of the week and the weekend and stuff. So checking for updates hasn't done anything. So I'm going to try and launch the game again. Let's see if it allows me to open up the replay. I really hope it does, because otherwise we could be sat here for a while. Oh my god, it's still saying it needs to update. Game. Battle.net, please. What are you doing? This is crazy. Trying to think of what else there is that I can sort of talk about. Obviously, we got a lot of events going on in the Brood War scene now. My update has finally started, so we'll be here in just a second. But Bombastic Star League 5 just started up. It's starting up with a ladder season thing, so do sign up to the ladder with a bsL5 account. Obviously bsL5 dash and then your name. Sign up on the Bombastic Star League webpage to join the ladder, track your stats as well as the standings. I believe the standings are updated every night at 8 p.m. CEST, so that's just before I start casting, because I start casting at 2100 CEST, obviously. Otherwise, we have Havatu 22 coming up on the 7th of October by Sham2, so that should be a lot of fun as well. Obviously, Sham2's tournament open for everybody. It's a one-day event, so obviously sign up to that. It will be on Sunday. It starts at 6 p.m. BEST, which is 7 p.m. CEST for anyone in Europe. And of course we have Jadong versus Flash tomorrow in the ASL, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Now I think my update's done, so I'm going to try and load the game again. But let's see what happens, because I'm never too sure when it comes to Brood War exactly what's going to happen at any given time. Ooh, okay. Now, the one thing that I love is the fact that the 24/7 Classic VOD stream from Medri always has like 20 viewers. There's always like 20 people watching great old games, and oh my god, it looks like my settings have reset. They have. What a pain. Okay, you're going to be able to see my settings now, so please do not mind. I don't know why there's a game speed option, but going to set that to fast. This is always awkward because I need to get this sorted. You can't actually see my screen, so it's all good, but I need to get the music volume and the digital volume at an area that's not deafening me, but allows you guys on the stream to hear it. We do have everything else that's going on. Everything looks fine. Apparently they've added the original unit voiceovers. I didn't even know you could do that, and you can do the original campaign as well, so that's kind of cool. Really nice to see Blizzard putting in those kind of options into this wonderful game. But looks like we're ready to go. I'm going to turn off real-time lighting because I don't play with that on. Going to load up the replay, and we can get into Game 4 between pSi versus bwL. I do appreciate you hanging around Uh, yeah, hanging around watching me just rattle on while I was waiting for the replay to come to me and also for my update to go. So hopefully you enjoyed the STPL so far. If you want to catch more STPL action, do follow STPL TV on Twitter, subscribe to STPL TV on YouTube, and obviously follow the channel right here. You can sub if you do so choose to with your Twitch Prime or normal sub, and you'll get this cool emote. Unfortunately, I'm not a partner, so I can't add any additional emotes at the moment. But hopefully one day I'll make it that far. But we're going to be heading on to Ground Zero. It's going to finally be our fourth game of the series, and that's going to decide whether or not we're going to go into the ace match. And we could still be in for a very, very long night. Cold versus Radley went on for an hour when he played on New Empire of the Sun. But it's going to be someone called Schwifter here, so they're not in my database right now. So I'm gonna have to add him very, very quickly. Just he is going to be a Protoss player fighting for bwL. But if you just give me 1 second. This is where like I would have Rapid with me normally and everything would be perfect because it'd be like, okay, Rapid, you rattle on about something for a moment and then I'll fix the overlay and it's all good. But when I'm solo casting, doing everything at once becomes a little bit harder. Just something that I obviously have to deal with, and it's all good because I enjoy doing it. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't want to, is always the thing I always say about everything. So, looks like Schwifter is not gonna. It's gonna appear on the overlay, but it's gonna do that weird thing because there are a few bugs in my code at the moment. So I'm gonna set him as someone else for now, just so we can go into it. And obviously, just remember that we are going to be seeing Schwifter. Let's see a player who hasn't actually played for you guys, and I can sort it out afterwards. This should do. Let me just double check. No, that's not going to work. Okay, well, this is kind of funny. I'll just give you the extra game kingdom, and then we'll sort it out after that. But let's head on over to the game finally. It's been a long, long time coming. But there we go. Okay. Right. Let's get started with our fourth game of the series between Schwifter and Cold. And I see that, and it's not quite ready, but it's all good. Yeah, here we go. Nope. Right. Oh my god. Right, we're finally in the game. We've finally done it, guys. Everything is okay. Now my settings did reset, so I'm just going to quickly edit the sound because it's a lot louder than it normally is, and I'll probably deafen myself if I do this too long. But starting us off here in the top left hand position of Neo Ground Zero, we do have in the orange, it's going to be Schwifter. And spawning down here in the bottom right hand position as our Zerg player pSi currently needs to win this game to take us to the ace match. It's going to be Cold. Now, of course, not only is it going to be cold in this game, it's actually been quite cold in the UK. Autumn has finally started, so getting a little bit colder. Waiting for the bus and or train in the morning, becoming a little bit harder in just a fleece, but we're still going there. Looks like my key scroll speed actually didn't change when I changed it, which is a pain. I need to make sure I change that down to 0. And there we go, that should be a lot better. There we go. Just for any budding casters or commentators or observers, if you want a smooth camera movement with your keyboard, it may not be the best camera movement, obviously, but useful to set your key scroll speed to like the lowest possible. That's what they used to do with OSL and MSL, and obviously they do it with ASL as well. Keyboard scrolling certainly a lot more pleasing to the eye than mouse scrolling. Like if I was to do that, I mean, look how horrible that looks. But that's just one of my little tips for you. I've been doing observing now for 2 years. I may not be the best observer. I try to do my absolute best, and I try to learn from as many different VODs as I can to get better at it. But hopefully you all enjoy my observing, you all enjoy the STPL. But yeah, it should be pretty cool nonetheless. We're going to see this PVZ here. We're going to see a 12 hatch coming in from cold. Going to be going into... Oh, sorry, that was a 12 pull into a 12 hatch. My bad. That may have been an overpull, actually. It was an overpull. Yeah, I've been kind of thrown off by the fact there was such a massive gap in between the games. So, looking good. One nice thing... for me at least, is I've not had a hate thread on Team Liquid or anything, so I must be doing something okay. Obviously, I put a lot of effort into the STPL. I'm glad the players are enjoying playing in it, and most importantly, I'm glad you guys are enjoying watching it as well. We're going to have the probe being chased around by the Zerglings for now, see if they can make their way in. Now we're going to have the first cannon coming up behind a gateway and a forge, and a nexus of course, so very standard builds from both of our players right now. Nothing too over the top crazy or anything like that. Just going to follow that probe for just 1 second while I check something. Okay, so this is all good. Looks like the Zerglings are going to be able to push this back now. If you don't, or if you're watching the SCPL for the first time today, it's not usually just me solo casting. If you've heard of Rapid, he casts with me. I know like a lot of people say weird things about him on Reddit and Team Liquid and everything, but he is one of the most passionate people about Brood War I have ever met. And I say met because he actually stayed at my flat for a bit. We did a live cast in round 1, me, Cadenzi and Rapid, all from this small little jail cell I have. And when I say jail cell, it's actually an apartment, so please do not think that I'm actually in jail. But that was a bit of a meme back then. Obviously, Cold going for a lot of drones. Rapid is definitely one of my favorite people in the community, so shout outs to him. Obviously he's not here with me today. He did an insane job casting 24 hours or so of KSL qualifiers over the weekend, so he's probably taking a well-deserved rest and getting a lot of sleep, which anyone in that position would need. I cast for 3 hours and I'm exhausted, so I don't know how I did 24 hours. So... but we're going to have air weapons coming in for the Corsairs. They'll be coming up with this Stargate. A very quick +1 air attack, actually. So that's going to be coming in before any Spire will be. Lair just about to finish up. When I say Spire, I mean air units from the Zerg player. But Cold pushing around with these Lings still. Speed still not done. So these Lings are unable to chase the probe completely. Speed only about 3/4 of the way done. I've got a knack for clicking things as they're 3/4 of the way done. But Zealot's moving down into this third base now. Cold has played a little bit greedy. He doesn't have that many Zerglings. He doesn't have speed just yet. Trying to get up his tech as quick as possible. And now the drones are going to be pulled away. Going to try and drill back through to the natural now. Nice engagement so far by Schwifter. Going to hide that the mineral, or hide the overlay so we can actually see what's going on, but good usage of this space behind the back of the minerals. But this is a little bit of a mistake by Schwifter. Going to have a lot of his units taken down. That's never a good look, unfortunately, but the first Corsair is out. Going to be taking down this first Overlord. +1 attack about halfway done, so that should be done pretty soon. Second Corsair already finished. Now, unfortunately for Cold, it looks like Schwifter's going to find the second Overlord as well, and that's a big pick-off. Usually you're only able to get one Overlord before you go and scout, but he's actually going to be able to get both of them. Now the Spire not yet finished. No Evolution Chamber. 4th hatchery, 5th hatchery on the way. But we're going to see Schwifter with a very big advantage now, as he's going to be able to take down any Overlord that he so chooses to. And there's another 2 here as well. Spire obviously just finishing up, so there should be some Scourge popping out of these eggs. The Lings at the front not really able to do too much, just because there is a nice wall. And apparently I've lost connection to the Battle.net server. Hopefully I've not lost connection to the stream. Looks like the stream is still up and running. So I guess Battle.net's kicked me off for another update. But one of the Corsairs does get taken down. That's going to be a pretty big deal. but he is going to be able to get another Overlord. So Cold has been supply blocked now for a very long time. He has finally now been able to build a couple of Overlords at the same time, so that's going to benefit him just a little bit. Going to be able to get some more units out, some more Scourge to deal with the ever-growing Corsair count. We can see a third Corsair being added on there to replace the one that was lost. 2 gateways in the main from Schwifter. +1 attack on the way. Now, this is one of those awkward moments in the game where there's not really too much to talk about. Obviously, we're going to see Schwifter go into Templar Archives. Citadel going to be getting leg speed. He's going to keep adding on Corsairs until he feels that it's perfectly safe, that he won't be dying to Muteless anytime soon. Zergling scouting out around the map. Going to see a 4th base coming in from Cold fairly soon, I would imagine. He's on 5 Hatch Hydra at the moment, so that's a strong opening to try and take a 4th base. Going to be able to drone up pretty soon, but this is the moment that Schwifter was waiting for. He's waiting for +1 attack to nearly be finished, and then he's going to go for a big push. Zealot speed should be finishing up just about now. There we go. So it's going to be Speedlings versus Speed Zealots. Obviously there's going to be some Scourge still in the air now. I don't know whether Corsairs have fully gone, but another one joining them here. It's going to be 5 Corsairs now, which is very, very dangerous. Now it looks like Cold actually misrallied some of his units. Schwifter going to go for a 3rd base here at the 9 o'clock. Very greedy, but is possibly going to be able to do it. Obviously more and more Zealots going to be heading in to this bottom left base. 1 Sunken is there, but the Sim City's good. But the Hydralisk not in the best position. Going to get surrounded by the Zealots, and the Overlords going down again. Cold is unable to build any units and will not be able to build any for the foreseeable future. The Evolution Chamber is going to go down before +1 attack is done for the Hydras, I believe. And I mean, he may even lose all these Hydralisks too. There's going to be more Zealots coming in from behind. Could this be the move that Schwifter needed to make? No reinforcements will be possible. +1 attack is 100% going to go down. And this is a horrible situation for Cold to be in. Schwifter with the extra Nexus coming in as well. The 3rd hatchery going to go down at the 3rd base. A lot of units finally being added on, but these are Overlords in nearly every single one of these eggs. And the, oh man, the Sunken Colony going to go down as well. The Corsairs going to be cleaning up more and more Overlords. And this is just a dire, dire situation for Cold to be in. DT's now coming across. There's going to be no Overlords to spot these. And this is going to be the nail in the coffin, I believe, for Schwifter, for Cold even. Now, a lot more Overlords have spawned. He is going to be able to protect them for now. I don't want to call it a little bit too early, but cannons coming up to defend the ramp. That's going to be very powerful. Going to finish off the wall with a pylon. Back at home, there's going to be 5 gateways overall. Robo has finished up. Gonna have a shuttle, likely gonna go into shuttle Reaver, but could just be to drop Zealots and DTs into the main. This is the big push out that we've been waiting for though. 5 Zealots at a time, gonna be doing so much damage. A lot of the Corsairs did go down, but this is gonna be a lot of damage coming down from these DTs. Unfortunately, we aren't gonna see the DTs do too much. Nice target firing by Cold on those, but a lot of the Hydra is going to go down, and Schwifter in an incredible position now, doubling the supply of the Zerg, getting on top of the Sunken Colonies. A DT here as well for good measure. The drones have been pulled to try and take down this DT, and they're going to get it. Great pick off. And maybe with moves like that, he's going to be able to hold on, but he's losing more and more Overlords again. And Cold has been unable to go above like 45 supply for so long. I mean, Cold is going to send units down here to build another couple of hatcheries, but unfortunately that's not really going to help him too much. I mean, if he does build a lot of hatcheries down here, if he can hold it, maybe he can make something work, but he's going to be up against Storm now. He's up against 5 Gateway Protoss. Storm coming in, Corsair count still continuing to increase. Now, he did get a good trade, did take a lot of damage to his... He didn't really take too many drone kills, but he did lose a lot of his army. But this is the moment Cold's been waiting for. He's still on 42 supply, but he's got a decent number of Hydralisks now. We see a good, healthy Corsair count of 6. Gonna dissuade any possible muteless switch or anything. Not that he really has the gas to do that. But he's going to wait and go with a lot of Hydralisks. He's going to try and make a handbang timing here. As he knows the Protoss did lose a lot of units, he's not been able to rebuild them all perfectly just yet. He's actually going to try and double expand behind this. So he's going to be using this as a way to try and make his way back into the game. He doesn't yet, well, he does know about this base even. So he is going to be a little bit worried about that. And it looks like this force is going to try and move in to intercept that, but he's walking into a Protoss trap. There's going to be High Templars from the top, High Templars from the bottom. A nice storm on its own Corsair, so actually taking out the Overlord with a Corsair. With a storm. And oh my god, the Hydra's jumping in. Very, very nice Hydra storm dodging here by Cold. And I mean, he is eventually going to be able to pick off these High Templar. And that's a very big move. Can he get the other one? Yes, he can. What a great move by Cold. He may be 60 supply behind, but his spirit is not broken. He is staying in. He is doing what he can. He's got a healthy Hydralisk count again. I mean, the Zealot count and Dragoon count is growing. He's up at +2 attack against no attack upgrades, I believe, for Cold. But Cold is going to be going into Lurkers now. And Lurkers very strong on this map. If you burrow, it's very hard to see them. Even if you scan or use an observer, you really have to pay attention to the minimap. Looks like we do have a little bit of damage going down somewhere. Oh wow, he actually had a Dragoon stuck. That's really, really unfortunate. It's when he added the gateway here. Oh no, this poor Dragoon's even more stuck. Building this gateway really messed him up a little bit, because the units spawning there blocked it there, but he should be fine now. Although I actually think this is a little bit too far away, so the units are going to spawn up here, but he's going to be able to get out. No, he's blocked himself in. This gateway position not that great, but here we go. The push in by Cold, going to try and do what he can, see if he can break the Protoss front, but we have action on both sides of the map. The Zerg front being busted, the Protoss front being busted. We could be going into a base trade right now. This is a very, very tense situation for both of our players. Looks like the Lurker's going to get on top of the ramp, going to get on top of the production. Great burrow, going to take down some of these units. No, great dodge. But the Hydras are being cleaned up at the front. The units at the front of Cold Space being cleaned up again, and a great trade by both players. But it looks like he's still not done. He wants to push in with these Lurkers. He knows there's no observers back at home. A nice storm going down on those Lurkers, but only hitting one of them and no observer to really take advantage of this. Now one of the gateways is being killed, and looks like Schwifter maybe unwisely has pulled back. Not really too sure where to send his units. And I mean, this is 5 Lurkers at the top of your ramp. What are you going to do about this? It looks like he's going to try and split Zealots. A great storm. Going to be able to clean up 2 of these, and GG. Cold is taken down by Schwifter to give bwL the 3-1 victory. Now, of course, that is going to close us out for today, but there is a little bit more to show off just because we need to round up the series. Going to report that in favor of Kingdom, maybe not Kingdom. Gonna go for this guy because that's actually a dodgy thing I set up by accident. But gonna give the win to this player in this case, just so I can report the series as a win, and then I'll fix that straight afterwards so we don't do it. But let's just have a quick look at how that series went. I mean, the gateway placement, as someone just said, wasn't all that perfect, but it could have been worse. Now it looks like I have actually added that, but is this gonna work? Okay, well, I've somehow managed to break the overlay a little bit, but it's not too bad. Let's not round the series up. Let's do it via this. So we saw Cold take down... No. That's why it broke. Okay, I see what the problem is. Right. I can't remember the previous games, but they were good ones. If you want to see them, you can check out the VODs on on youtube.com/STPL TV. You can see all STPL announcements on these two Twitters down there. So STPL TV for the main ones, everything else on KicksSD. You can see my cat behind me, just waking up from her slumber. But that's going to end us for the evening, guys. Just to have a quick look at what our next matchup is going to be. On Friday, we're going to have White Clan versus Naz. I know Seriosity was asking about that, so someone tell him that that's going to be on Friday. We're going to have from Group B, Red versus DM. We're going to have Bull Team versus Messia on Monday, along with Soul Gaming versus IRK. And then next Wednesday at 2100 CEST as well, we're going to be heading into day 4 of week 2. That's going to... no. Yeah, that's going to be day 4 of week 2. That's going to be Media versus Valhalla and Net Wars versus Rev. So, once again, a huge thank you to everybody who donated, everybody who's tuned in to watch, all the players, and of course, all you guys, I've already said that, but all you viewers for following along with the STPL. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and I will be back on Friday with some more STPL action. Same time, same place. Twitch.tv/KicksSD at 2100 CEST. And I will see you guys next time.